So let me walk you through this simple yet super effective strategy. And again, I don't want to waste any time, so let's get into it. And I've gone ahead and mapped out some of the things already. Now, again, I'm going to give you basically a content strategy based around the technique or the keyword research that we're going to do within this video. But basically what we're going to need to know beforehand is we're going to need a tool. Now, there's a plethora of tools out there. For this example, we're going to use SEMrush. Now, number 2 is we're going to have to find at least 5 competitors. So let's do that now. So let's just say, for instance, we're going to use the same exact we're going to use the exact same, keyword base that we used in the previous video. So let's go ahead and do that now. So it's going to be, retired living Portland. All right. Now, our objective here is once we know what our brand or our service is about, and our primary focus is going to be retired living, let's say that it's retirement, or how about this? Elderly living Portland. All right, let's say that that's what we're aiming for. So when we first take a look, we need to first establish who is our top 5 competitors. All right, now, if you're in business, I'm sure you already know this, but this is what we're heading to. So we need to come to a realization that caring.com, all right, paying for senior care, a place for mom, and retirement living again, and assistedliving.org. So one of the first things is copying this down. So however you like to keep notes, whether it's on a text document or an Excel file, like a sheet on Google, whatever it is, this is the first thing. Let's map this down right now. All right. So number 1 is, and I want to do this with you. So let's just say it's a place for mom, assistedliving.org. All right. So let's go ahead and map that down. So assistedliving.org. Number 2 was a place for mom, right? Our next one is paying for senior care. So paying. We're going to do 3 just for sake of time. Paying for SEN senior, what was it? Care. Paying for senior care. Okay. .com. But initially you want to do at least 5. So that's step 1 and step 2. The tool that we're going to use again for this example is going to be SEMrush. You can use whatever you want. All right. This is what I have to my, accessibility. I have access to this. Now the next piece of it is going to be, let's go back to our list here, is 3, target and look and identify keywords that your competitors are ranking for. So unlike the last time we did this, I want to pull these up. I want to do this more on a basis. So let's just say, for instance, we opened up 3 windows, and our first one is going to be this. We're going to go to organic research, organic research, organic research. All right. Now, our main goal is this. We are looking for keywords that are low keyword difficulty, according to the tool, that get at least some type of traffic organically that our main competitors or the big competitors do not have a dedicated page on. And what I mean by this is these larger sites that you're competing with as a small business owner or a medium business owner, these companies that you're competing with aren't winning off of dedicated pages or being optimized. They're winning because they have authoritative domains. So they're able to bring in a lot of keywords. So for the small guy, the strategy, or the medium-sized guy, or just anybody really, as a business owner that's competing with bigger companies, our objective is to then find the pages, organic pages that are actually getting traffic, and instead of us just bringing in those keywords off of authority, we're going to make a dedicated page on it, because we already know that their site's getting real traffic, organic traffic from these keywords. We know that it's associated with our brand, business, or service because our main competitors are ranking for it. And then as an added cherry on top, this is actually shaving a little bit of traffic away from the big guy. So it's like an added little bonus, so it makes it more fun too in a way. But this is a very effective strategy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these, being that let's just, oh, and caring.com. So let's go right for that one. So let's go to caring.com because that seems to be relatively easy. Then the next one is a place for mom.com. Let's go ahead and pull that one up. And then last but not least, if I remember correctly, was retirement living. So retirement living. No, I think I wrote something else. Let me do what we have here. Paying for senior care. Paying for senior care. All right. So now we've established first and foremost that we have a tool. Pick one. We're finding competitors. I say get at least 5, but we're starting with 3. Obviously, you're going to do 1 at a time. 3 is we're look at organic traffic. So that's what we're going to do now. We're looking for particular keywords that fit a certain criteria, which we're going to go over now. And number 4 is create a plan. And we're going to talk about that. That's the step that I wanted to go more into in this video. So let's take our caring.com. What we're going to do is we're going to look in here and we're looking for this. So we're going to go here to organic traffic. All right. So we can see that this particular company is bringing in quite a bit of traffic. Now, if you're hyper-focused in a particular area, all right, now obviously some of these larger sites aren't going to be hyper-focused in a particular area. Now, any of these keywords, because your site's hyper-focused, you can start adding different modifiers. You can add modifiers to secondary heading tags, but for the primary keywords, we want to target what is already working for the big guys so we could start getting some of that traffic. Now, one thing that you're going to see time and time again with these larger brands, all right, if they're doing exactly what you're doing, like let's say you're in retirement living, let's say you're an auto body guy, let's say you own a pizza shop, whatever the case is, no matter what the website is, one of their main traffic sources are going to be branded searches. So when I'm creating a content plan, depending upon the client, obviously, one of the very first things that I would highly recommend for as far as keywords are concerned is going to be a versus or talking about their brand against your brand. Reason being is if they're getting any type of search volume for their brand, which they are, we want to start being associated, not only niche specific, like as in an entity relationship way, but also if somebody's pulling it up and they're just scanning through, maybe a customer wants anybody but that. And they're looking for alternatives. They're looking for versus. They're looking for this company against whatever. Usually it's the keyword or the brand name alternative. So you want to be able to scoop those people up. Hey, we're an alternative. We offer this service. We're a lot better. We have a better price. Whatever your closing piece is. You know, that's what I would talk about. Alternative versus however you're comfortable. So one is going to be a brand alternative, right? So their brand alternative, make a page on that. So let's go into number 2. Now we're looking for research and here's the formula that one of the techniques or one way you can find keywords is what we're going to cover right here. So as we're going through here, let's say caring.com is our primary competitor, big site. That's fine. Again, they're probably going to be winning a lot of keywords based off of authority. So what we're going to do primarily is we're going to come in here to our advanced features, which is on here. It could be different on the tool that you're using. What we're looking for is we want to exclude any traffic, or actually any keyword difficulty greater than 60. All right. And I know we're live, so bear with me here. All right, now that we've done that, the next piece that we're going to look at least for this tool, is we want something that's actually getting traffic. As you can see here, we want to make sure that they are bringing in some traffic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this around and I want to look at, are they actually getting organic traffic from this keyword? Now, as we can start looking in here, we can see that our keyword difficulty is right in the range that we want to be, right? We want to be under 60, under 50, somewhere around those ranges, right? So let's get this back in order here. Let's see if we can get a better order. All right, now let's switch this. Is it going to stay in order for me or no? Yes, it did. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to start. This is site 1 of 5. What we're going to look for now is now we've matched our keyword difficulty according to the tool, whichever tool you trust. We want to make sure they're actually getting traffic. And one of the last pieces is over here. We want to make sure that they do not have a dedicated page based upon the keyword that we're going to create a dedicated page on. And there's still another step, so stick with me here. So as we go down here, we're going to take a look at what makes sense for our business, what makes sense for our services, what makes sense for you. You know, we're not just going to do them all. I mean, you can, but right now we're looking for keywords that bring traffic that meet that criteria. So we're gonna look for something. In the last video, I was just grabbing whatever, but in this one we're gonna go a little bit more finite here. So I kind of like this one's getting a little bit of traffic. Caregiver blogs. This might have some opportunity to it. So I would probably take care of this because it looks as though it's getting a little bit of traffic. They are pulling in some traffic off of it. It's got a low amount of volume. It's got a lower difficulty. I don't want to go for ultra low because I want it to be at least worth it if I'm going to spend the time, the budget, and the effort on a keyword, writing content, building links, you know, going through everything, optimizing the page, taking care of schema. If I'm going to do it, when I rank, I want it to be at least worth it, you know, and I'm sure you can agree on that. So caregiver blogs, we can say that this could be a very good opportunity. So then we're going to go to 3, all right? And please stick with me. I left a few pieces off last time. So senior living, we're going to keep going down our list here. Now, again, we want to make sure that it has some traffic that's going to the site. We want to know that it's a viable keyword to their, you know, it's not a lot of traffic, but this is the actual traffic. The actual traffic is very different than the volume, all right? Volume is the keyword volume. I want to know, is this site, my main competitor, are they getting traffic for this? Because it's something that I certainly look for. So let's go ahead and keep going down this list. Integrity Home Care, I'm not sure if that's a brand. Independent Home Care, all right? Now, if you want to add a geo modifier onto that, that could be it. Again, I would do that in the secondary terms, but this is definitely a viable one. They're getting a little bit of traffic here. It's in our range, so this fits perfectly. And then when we come over here, they're not bringing in that keyword traffic based off of a dedicated page. So this could be a viable opportunity. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put that. Now let's go to number 4. All right, now let's say that we've gone through everything on this. We're going to go right to the very next competitor, right? We're creating, which is on our list here, we're creating our plan. And we're going to talk more about that once I get at least 5 keywords here, all right? So now we'd go right over to our next competitor. We're going to bring in their organic traffic. We're looking at their organic traffic. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We want something that's going to fit our, exclude anything that's a keyword difficulty greater than at least 60. I mean, if it's greater than 60, I mean, we shouldn't even be looking at it really, because we're probably, you know, those are very difficult keywords, you know. As we build authority and as we start bringing in this traffic, then maybe we will start trying out some of those other keywords. And most of the time, if we take a look at this, I want you to take a look over here. All right, we'll get back to it. But if you take a look here, their top positions, these are authority domains, meaning that these keywords here, if you go take a look at any of these for the primaries, like let's go back over here to overview, I can guarantee you that they're probably going to be around the same. Senior home care, senior living facilities, senior living facility, heritage manor, nursing homes near me. If we take a look at this, it's probably going to be around a senior assisted living, board care and homes. They are a little bit different. But generally, if you're looking at the same competitors and the same exact SERP, you're going to find a lot of similarities. These are some of their biggest. I know these are the top position changes, but again, these are probably going to be the primary keywords. Now, your first set of pages or your first service pages are probably going to be based around these big keywords. And then you're probably wondering, man, why can't I beat these guys? I'm doing everything right. I've built out all the pages. I've done my on page. You know, it comes with time and links. And that's why I'm showing you this strategy, so we can at least start getting some customers in the door, getting some leads, getting some people to know our brand. And as we start building traffic, then we can build our authority, and we'll even build links. You know, you can't just start at the top. So that's why I want to target their lower competition, stuff they're already getting traffic for. We know it works, and start shaving it off of them. So let's keep moving into this. So we'll go back in here to organic keyword research. A place for mom is the one we're looking at now. And again, I'm going through the same thing. We're going to look at the same thing the same way. Advanced filter, what we're going to do is we're just going to go to exclude anything that has a keyword difficulty that's greater than a 60. And then we're going to go ahead and just take a peek or a gander here at this particular piece here. Now we want to go ahead and look at their traffic. We want to see what's bringing in the most, and then we'll work our way down the list. All right, so these are all within, so this is definitely a good opportunity to start getting some traffic. Again, within the content and within your page, within your schema, you're going to be based more towards geo, you know, or your state. Because I often get this objection, you know, Chris, I'm not a content, you know, we're not a blog, we don't do this. But if you want traffic from Google, everybody's in the content marketing business. You know, it's a part of gaining organic traffic. All right. So yeah, it's similar. It can start getting traffic. The objective here is to build authority and start getting traffic, get our brand known about these topics. So let's say that this would be one of them. All right. So let's put that over on our list. All right. We know that they're already receiving traffic for it. It fits within our, you know, our criteria. And we're going to talk more about the content strategy and building out a plan, but let's go for one more. So a senior living advisor, this would be absolutely perfect, especially for this niche. So senior living advisor, that's a great one. We would go ahead and just throw that right onto here, Control V. And we'll do one more just for fun. Let's just go over here and take a look. Again, we're looking for stuff that we know they're getting traffic for. So here's their traffic. They're not getting a lot of traffic, but it fits within our keyword difficulty according to this tool. I trust their data. If you have another tool that you like, obviously use that tool. Let's keep going down. Deaf nurse. See, who would have thought of this? What a great, hey, if you have access or if you can help, people are looking for that. Not a lot of people, but there are people there. They're not optimizing for it, as you can see here. They don't have a dedicated page on it. They're bringing this keyword in off of authority. So let's go ahead and add this because there is a few more steps. So now we've looked at the organic traffic and we were then created our plan, which this is a little out of order. So let's go back into here and let's fix this. All right, so let's take care of that. Let's bring this here. So number 4 is finding low comp keywords, right? So finding low comp keywords our big competitors have, right? Hopefully that fits in there. It doesn't, that's okay. We'll move this over. All right, so finding low competition keywords our big competitors have, which we've done here. So, but what I would do here is then when we're moving into creating our plan, we'll say that this is number 5. This might even be number 1, is how big of a list or how many keywords depends upon not only your budget, but also your content plan. Because now that we have these keywords to target, we're then going to start creating our content plan or our content marketing plan. So let's just say we wanted to do 20. So then it's a matter of, okay, I have 20 keywords here. How do I want to do a post every other day? Do I just want to do 5 posts this month? Do I want to do 10 posts this month? All right, That's where it comes into how many keywords we're going to focus on. Because at the end of the day, creating the plan is this. And now that we're on to that segment, let's do this. Let's say that we have a list here. This is our list right here. All right, let's do it smaller. Whoops. Bring this over. Okay. All right, let's get this. Bear with me here. So let's say that this list right here is actually 20 long. All right, let's say we have 20 keywords. Let's say it's 15. All right, just for sake of, to make things easy. And then let's say that we have a 3-month plan. So we have 20 keywords here. We can then go out to a content writer where a cheap end is 80 cents, an expensive end is $4 per 100 words. So you know how easy it is to go and buy content. It's very simple and easy. There's tons of places out there to go and buy content. It's a race to the bottom. There's so many qualified writers out there that, hey, you give them a try. If they do poor work, a lot of these platforms will allow you to keep giving it back until they revise it. Yeah, it's going to waste your time, but you'll at least be able to get a quality product and then know, hey, I won't use them again. I'll go to the next person. So for ones that have a lot of reviews, or perhaps they optimize it to tools like such as Pop, Page Optimizer Pro, or Surfer, they're going to charge you more, but you know you're getting a quality product. So what I'm getting at is if I have 15 pieces of content, and let's say that I want to create a 3-month plan, right? I could send all of these away now to a content writer, and each one of these months, month 1, month 2, and month 3, I know I have 5 blogs or 5 pieces of content that are based around keywords that my leading competitors are getting that I can then have. And then month 1, I produce 5. Month 2, I produce 5. Month 3, I produce 5. And then you just keep going. It's the same process. And then what you'll find is as time progresses, as you start bringing in keywords like this that are lower difficulty, what's going to happen is your authority starts rising. When you go into your search console, what you're going to see is, hey, Google's given us traffic for bigger keywords. Then you can go up. Instead of looking for keyword difficulty 60s and below, now you're looking for 70s and below, or 80s and below. And as time goes on, and as you add more links, and as you grow, you'll be competing for the big keywords. So I just wanted to map it out a little bit better. I didn't like my explanation the first time. I wanted to make it a little bit clearer. This is the plan. So depending on how aggressive you want to be, we can take this a step further. All right. I know that this is keyword research. Keyword research, we went over that. But if we're looking more for the local SEO, because I did keyword research tutorial for local SEO, if we move to the local SEO standpoint, let's take it a step further, right? So let's take it just a little bit further. And we'll do that over here, right? Depending on how aggressive, you'll hear these terms come up, right? Okay, I want to rank really fast, Chris, or faster, I should say. There's no such thing as super fast. But say you have a little bit of age on your domain. So instead, let's put this into buckets. All right. So instead of us doing 5 blogs a month, we release one every other day. So we have 15 for month 1, 15 for 2, and 15 for month 3. All right. So this is our plan. And then of those 15 posts, right? So let's say there's 1, 2, 3, right? You get what I'm doing here? There's 15 new posts. Each one of these posts get 1 to 2 quality links. If you want to be more aggressive, let's say 3. So at the end of the month, right, I have 45 links. Month 2, I now have 90 links. And we're not talking about junk spam and Web 2.0s. We're talking about you go out and buy a quality link. Or perhaps you earn or acquire quality links. But you start being a little bit more aggressive, then you're here, right? And it just keeps going up. And what I'm saying is by the end of month 3, Not only do I have 45 new pieces of content targeting not only the keywords that I was writing for, but Google's starting to give me other keywords, just like your main competitors. They don't just rank for one keyword. Matter of fact, if you take a look here, we're looking at this keyword, deaf nursing home. They're not even optimized for it. They probably don't even say it on the page, right? If they do, it's on the page one time. You get what I'm saying? The same thing will happen for you. All you have to do is start. That's it. I hope this helps you. I hope that this helps you. This is being a little bit aggressive. But if I'm building 3 to each page, I build a piece of content, I build one, usually in local niches, it's one link, right? I build a link in. You're probably going to end up with 15 links a month. But, month 2 is, now you have 30, Now I have 45. 45 new links that are good quality and 45 new pieces of content. This is the strategy. Just keep going every single month. And then if you want to be more aggressive, instead of doing 15, do 30 posts. Do a post a day. Build a link a day to every single post. I launch a post, I build a link. I launch a post the next day, I build a link. You see what I'm saying? If you want to be more aggressive, instead of building one link, I build 2. And then if you want to be ultra aggressive, every time I build a link to an internal page, I build one to the home page. You see what I'm saying? This is how we get aggressive. Then if we want to start getting real crazy, then we go to Facebook and we start sending traffic to those new blog pages. If we want to get ultra crazy, now I'm paying for Google Maps ads. I'm adding the same post that I just did. I put it on GMB. I start running ads to that and I'm directing people over to the blog too. Then I'm getting a double whammy. You get what I'm saying? Aggressiveness costs budget, takes more time. But this is a strategy. I hope that this was helpful for you. It's my pleasure to be able to help. I hope this makes sense. I hope that it's helpful. I hope there's somebody even watching. I know it's late. It's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Christopher Palmer. If you have any further questions related to keyword research, local SEO, anything, doesn't matter. Digital marketing, PPC, Facebook ads, Twitter ads, CTR manipulation, black hat, gray hat, white hat, it doesn't matter. If it's SEO or digital marketing related, I'd be happy to help you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'll see you then. All right. That was fun. All right, let's take a look over here now. Yeah, we had a couple. That's cool. Excellent. Hello, just subscribed earlier today. Stricken, my main man. Yeah, I saw a couple messages from you. Great to have you on. Great that you decided to subscribe. Thank you so much. Anthony says hello. Judge says hello. Thomas the Train Toys and More just joined. Is SEMrush free? SEMrush is not free.